Ancient humans did not know what dopamine was. They had no word for it, no understanding of brain chemistry, but they felt it every single day in ways so powerful that modern humans have never come close to replicating the intensity. Because dopamine was not a luxury for ancient humans. It was a survival engine, the force that pushed them forward through reward, anticipation, and achievement. It pushed them forward when everything in the ancient world was trying to stop them. An invisible reward system built over millions of years to keep ancient humans moving and surviving. And it hit differently back then. Not softer, harder, because the ancient world demanded it. Nothing triggered dopamine in ancient humans like the hunt, not the kill itself, the anticipation of the kill. Dopamine fires hardest during the pursuit, during the chase, during the effort and uncertainty. Ancient hunters spent days tracking prey, following broken branches and disturbed grass, studying the direction of the wind to stay downwind of their target. Every small sign, a fresh print, warm dung, sent a surge through the hunter's brain. Because each small sign meant they were getting closer. The brain rewarded the process, not just the outcome. Every step closer to the prey was its own chemical reward. The hunt kept ancient hunters sharp and completely locked in for hours, sometimes days. And when the spear finally found its mark after days of pursuit, the surge was overwhelming. Relief, triumph, the deep satisfaction of having matched the ancient world on its own terms, and won. This is why ancient hunters hunted, because the hunt itself made them feel more alive than anything else. The discovery of fire was one of the greatest dopamine events in human history. The ancient human who first controlled flame understood. Fire could be carried, kept alive, fed, directed. The brain processed this not as a practical discovery, but as a complete transformation of reality. Because before fire, the dark was the enemy. Night meant danger. Cold meant death. Every night was a vulnerability that no amount of preparation could fully remove. The warmth alone triggered deep reward responses. Safety, comfort, and survival certainty. Fire meant cooked food. Cooked food meant more calories. More calories meant stronger bodies and bigger brains. The dopamine reward of fire changed the biology of the human brain itself. Across generations, ancient humans gathered around fire because it triggered something deep and chemical inside them. The fire was the ancient world's first dopamine ritual. Ancient humans did not survive alone, and the brain knew it. Belonging to a strong tribe was as important as food and water. The brain rewarded it chemically. When an ancient human returned to camp after a successful hunt, the reception from the tribe fired dopamine as powerfully as the hunt itself. The recognition, the shared celebration, being seen as valuable by the group. When ancient humans told stories around the fire, dopamine fired with every shared reaction, every laugh, every gasp, every moment of being understood by another human being. When ancient humans formed deep, loyal bonds, the brain rewarded every act of trust extended and received, because a human without a tribe was a human already dying. And the brain did everything chemically to make belonging feel as good as survival itself, because belonging was survival. Ancient humans hit dopamine hardest in moments of discovery. Finding a new valley, a river full of fish, a cave with fresh water in the middle of drought. Each discovery sent the ancient brain into a chemical celebration, because discovery meant possibility. And creation triggered dopamine in ways that went beyond pure survival. The reward of mastery, the gap between intention and execution closing, making something that had never existed before. Cave paintings, bone carvings, decorated tools. The ancient brain rewarded creation the same way it rewarded the hunt. Decorated tools, things that served no immediate survival purpose. The brain rewarded them anyway, because creation and hunting triggered the same dopamine pathways. Effort, refinement, completion. The ancient brain rewarded all three exactly the same way. The ancient brain did not separate survival and creation. It rewarded both the same way, because both required the same thing: effort, intention, and the willingness to keep going. Ancient humans hit dopamine the hardest way possible, through real effort in a real world with real consequences, through hunts that lasted days and fires that held back the darkness. The chemical was the same then as it is now, the same dopamine, the same reward system, running in the same ancient brain that every human being alive today still carries. But the ancient world demanded something of that system. It demanded that the reward be earned. Every surge of dopamine in the ancient world came attached to something built, hunted, discovered, or protected. The ancient human who tracked prey for 3 days across the ancient landscape felt that chemical flood through their brain after everything they had given. That was the confirmation. Effort had meaning. Survival was possible. Through hunts, fire, tools, bonds, and discovery, the ancient world rewarded everything real. That deep, ancient chemical confirmation was the most powerful feeling the ancient world could produce. Drop a comment. I read all of them.